thrifty engineers determined if they built their road only half as wide, they could pave it twice as far.
9 foot was, even by 1920 standards, would not have been a 2-lane paved road. It would have been a 1-lane paved road. Undoubtedly, at the time, that decision was driven by the desire to have an all-weather road to get up out of the mud and be able to go from one town to the other.
Well, at least it was paved. During its early, more adventurous years, whole sections of Route 66 weren't. In fact, all sorts of unorthodox surfaces. Dry summer winds, it created a dust bowl, where once there had been bountiful crops. These two disasters conspired to drive many tenant farmers off land they'd worked for generations.
The rain literally stopped. It was just a terrible time in America's breadbasket. Right on the heart of this new highway of Route 66. That's where you had the Okies and folks from the heart of the Dust Bowl itself taking to the road in large numbers, legions of people. The largest migration we've ever had in this country.
Route 66 became the conduit for more than 200,000 of these migrants headed for California.
That's when the road symbolically started to roll up its sleeves. This is when it started paying its dues.
Author John Steinbeck immortalized their journey in his classic novel, The Grapes of Wrath. The road that had once captivated with a promise of something better, now compelled with the reality that things could get no worse.
That's when Route 66, as Steinbeck so aptly named it, became the mother road. For the Okies who traveled that road, it became a road of promise. Here they are in these old cars with tires about as thin as cigarette paper, with all their lives and hopes lashed to this vehicle, and they're traveling west. They're following the scent of the orange blossoms, the smell of the Pacific surf, hoping to rebuild their life.
Many clutched mass-produced handbills that promised agricultural work in California. Many were turned away or were even beaten by local vigilantes. Some simply died of despair by the side of Route 66. As the route straightened due west through towns like Catoosa, Hydro, and Elm City, Oklahoma, and into the Texas Panhandle, it passed by general stores, diners, and gas stations, oases in the otherwise poverty-stricken communities of the heartland. A service industry grew up along Route 66. Waitresses and the desperate and the hungry drift by. They needed food. They needed gas. And their pennies sustained businesses along the way.
Inflation and indebtedness. These were people that had to find the promised land or they were going to die. And of course,
Resisting travelers. In McLean, Texas, the very first Phillips 66 gas station in Lone Star State is also one of the earliest surviving gas stations anywhere. Built in 1929, it's been restored to its original glory.
we bought the building and we restored it to what it is.
Evidence uncovered by the side of the road here suggests this piece of Route 66 may predate the earliest known European visitors. This was a path Native Americans used long before automobiles were invented.
Connection right here.
Instead of gas station signs and interstate route shields, off-roaders can find truly vintage roadside graffiti.
There was a settlement, prehistoric settlement, along the Rio Santa Fe. For example, there are some housing block remains around here that date to pre-colonial times.
This portion of Route 66, known as as the La Bajada Switchbacks certainly has the longest history. It's also the most treacherous, dropping 600 scary feet to the valley below.
It did scare people. Some of the grades were as great as 22%, which prompted many people to actually have to back up the road because their gravity-based fuel pumps were unable to draw gasoline into the motor if they were going straight ahead.
Crews in the 1920s worked to make the road car-friendly. This meant carving switchbacks into the hill. Paving was still out of the question.
They would blast through these solid basalt columns, and then they would take the rubble, then build a dry masonry ash bar retaining wall on the outside. In other words, there was no concrete used. Then a curb was usually added above the retaining wall.
In 1932, Route 66 bypassed it with a section of paved road 4 miles east. La Bajada soon drifted back into obscurity. Route 66 stretches across New Mexico's plateaus and mountains,